What's up, everybody? Glad to be bringing you another Masters of the Universe Origins toy review. But today is a special toy review because it's going to be a 2-for-1. And what am I talking about? It's been the year of the Snake Men, and if I'm going to do a 2-for-1 video, of course, it's probably going to be two famous MOTU characters who just happen to fit the motif of the year of the Snake Men. Of course, I am talking about He-Man with his snake armor, and of course his foil, Skeletor in snake armor. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So yeah, I was able to get He-Man and Skeletor off of Mattel Creations' website. Pretty simple. They actually had a lot more figures, I guess, from what I'm reading. They had more figures online at the time that were available. A lot of the Snake Men, like Tongue Lasher, Ratlor, those kind of guys. Unfortunately, I missed all those. So I got He-Man and Skeletor, which is fine because I like He-Man and I like Skeletor, and I like the variants of them. And these guys look wacky, and they're from a part of the MOTU universe that I don't very well remember because I wasn't collecting Masters at the time. So it's pretty cool. They're wild and wacky figures. I don't really know how to go into it other than just start looking at them because I know so little about them. I know that the Four Horsemen had some designs when they did the Snake Men. I think they were the ones that did the original toys. I know that at least the He-Man was re-released in the Classics line. I don't remember if the Skeletor was. I don't recall it. But yeah, enough of me blabbing. Let's jump into this review. Okay, so we have Masters of the Universe Snake Armor He-Man, most powerful snake hunter in the universe. That's a funny tagline. Of course, this is the newer card art on the front that features the Snake Men logo at the top. Also shows that finish on it with the scales and the Snake Men sticker. Of course, you got your modern posing retro play, and you've got He-Man inside his plastic prison. We turn this bad boy around, and of course we have the Prince Adam uses the power of Grayskull to upgrade his armor and combat the Snake Men. Beautiful artwork. Rise of the Snake Men, and of course it says, the dreaded Snake Men have risen from the darkest depths of Snake Mountain. King Hiss and his repulsive reptiles have vowed to destroy He-Man and his heroic warriors, as well as Sunman and the rulers of the sun. Will Eternia fall to the slithering swarm? And of course we have our cross cell down here at the bottom, and push Snake Pincher into Gauntlet. Twist into powerful battle position. So got some fun little action feature, and we will be happy to go into that here in a few. But before we do that, we're gonna bring in He-Man's nemesis, and that would be, of course, Skeletor. On the same card art, big surprise, right? Snake Armor Skeletor, poisoned with power. So this one's pretty cool looking. I mean, that's a wild outfit, I tell you. Exact same. You're not going to see anything different from this than you did from He-Man, other than the back is going to have some different type of art. Skeletor's cursed snake armor makes him stronger, but mind-controlled by King Hiss. So evidently the story is that Skeletor is under the spell of King Hiss and working for him to battle He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. But yeah, we get the same cross cell, except this time, did the other one have? This one has Rattler, and this one has, the cross cell is different. Interesting. Anyway, well, I guess there is a little more difference on the back, but, so the cross cell is different. On here you have Tongue Lasher, Hypno, Roboto. And then, of course, we have the action features, which is fit fanged blade into hand and twist into powerful battling positions. So, with that being said, we have these two figures ready to duke it out. Let's get them out of their shells and get right down to it. Here we have it. He-Man, Skeletor in their snake armor. And these are just fun-looking figures. I don't know why. I mean, they're goofy. Skeletor is especially goofy. But they're fun. They definitely seem to give off that Masters of the Universe science-y yet barbarian sort of vibe just with these looks. Before I get into this, I did realize going through it, and I guess I can start with that, just kind of what I notice is that they do each come with a different comic. So this one's Skeletor's, this one He-Man's. Here, I'll flip it around so it matches up with the character more. But yeah, I guess they were in different waves, and that explains the cross-sell on the back. So, of course, you have them coming with their comics inserts, which are really cool. I'm glad they're still doing this. Just a quick little flip through Skeletor's. I'm very excited to get Tongue Lasher. There's Skeletor right there. And then, of course, He-Man's. A lot of crossover. Oh, there's what parts snap off, but we'll go over that in a minute. A lot of crossover with the All-Mech toy line. Okay, so anyway, let's just pull up He-Man. Of course, He-Man and Skeletor both are going to have that same articulation they've always had, but we're just going to kind of dive into looking at the armor on this guy, because it's crazy. Not sure why half armor is the way He-Man decided to go, but, you know, he did. Maybe this is the arm he uses for swinging his sword. Is He-Man right-handed or left-handed? Do we know here? I don't know. It's cool, though. It's definitely some really cool-looking armor. Clearly, he can put his sword back there, and, you know, this is a lot of sculpting. I mean, obviously, they can use... sorry, not trying to get too up in there. I was just curious how if it was the same loincloth, but it actually seems to be molded a little bit different than the ones on most figures. But yeah, like, this is obviously going to be all new molding. That's going to be, I mean, this is just rubber that's over a standard He-Man figure, or buck. And then an additional arm pauldron. And then they've just painted so it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a lot of extra stuff on this figure. So they kind of went out of the way with it. And of course, it's got that 2000X haircut, which I don't mind. I kind of like that hairstyle, actually. It's a good blonde color on this figure, too. I like that a lot. So he only comes with 2 accessories. As we mentioned earlier, he has his power sword, which is the same 2000X power sword, and then this little claw pincher. So what we should be able to do is take this claw pincher and load it into here, which is just a little slot, and it just snaps right in, more like slides right in. Then he's got his claw snapper pincher thing, and of course, I guess it does mean he has to hold it in this hand, which makes more sense. Now that why there's no armor over there, easier to swing it. So, okay, I can get behind that. So, very cool figure, like what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and set him back. And of course, now we will move on to Skeletor, and this guy, oof. I am digging that face. I wish I don't believe this comes off. No, it doesn't. But man, that is a cool face sculpt underneath there. Got those red eyes here just to show you a little better. I'll turn on this light. You can see those red eyes underneath there. Very cool. But yeah. So same thing, got a standard Skeletor. It's a 2000X Skeletor body, or the body's the same, you know, on all of them, but the skirt's from the 2000X, the feet are from the 2000X. So really the only thing that's new is this part and then a new head, which I'm not entirely sure if that is a new head or if they just glued this on top of the head from the 2000X Skeletor. I'm turning around real quick to kind of see if I can tell from here from my other Skeletor, and I cannot. But they look, if they're not the same head, they're very, very close in likeness. But yeah, this is same articulation, nothing surprising there. It's just a fun looking figure, albeit a little goofy. Skeletor does also come with 2 accessories, so set him down for a minute. One thing about him, he's kind of hard to stand. He's very top heavy. He kind of wants to, and his legs are kind of at this permanent bend. And I'm not really sure why. They can bend more, but the, whatever you want to call this knee guard, I guess actually, it does work. I thought he was kind of stuck because of those knee guards, but they're pliable enough he can actually stand. Maybe that was my problem. He came out of the package like that, kind of hunkered down. But anyway, I digress. 2 accessories. One is this wild-looking shield. And it's got just it's kind of the standard He-Man style where clips on, then hand goes through there. And then, of course, his fang blade, which is not focusing. There we go. And this is just a weird, goofy, almost like a club. I think on the original figure it might have been split down the middle to look like 2 blades. This just looks like a weird club to me. But it is what it is, and he's pretty goofy looking, so it makes sense. So, getting him back. Simply put, we're going to snap the shield into place. Doesn't seem to really want to. Seems like it's almost too big for the wrist. So there we go. It's not really letting me put his hand through the way I want it to. Wow, this is... Anybody who has the original, what do you guys think of the original He-Man Snake Armor and Skeletor Snake Armor? 2000X stuff, I don't remember much of that. I think these are cool. If I would have seen if I would have saw this on the toy shelves in the 80s, I would have had it. I loved King Hiss. He was probably my second favorite bad guy next to Skeletor. And if I would have known that Skeletor was being mind controlled by King Hiss, I would have been all over that as a kid. But there we go. Skeletor armored up. Snake Man or He-Man Snake armored up. What do you think about these guys? Are these guys you're willing to pick up? Are you like me? Are you so far behind you're just trying to keep your head above water? But I can see people passing on these. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But I mean, for whatever they were, $14.99 or whatever, maybe they were $17.99. I can't remember. You know, for that price and getting them directly from Mattel, I think that's a pretty good deal. Didn't have to hunt them down, so that's a plus side. And maybe that'll be for you viewers if you're looking for them. I don't think you're going to have a hard time finding these guys. A lot of people have already got them. They've gotten them from their Big Bad Toy Stores, from the Entertainment Earths. I don't think you're really finding these guys in stores, right? They're kind of hard to find. Drop a comment if you've actually found this wave, either wave in stores, found these characters. That's the only thing I think is happening this year is we're finding less and less of them at retail. We're getting them more and more through e-tailers. But yeah, that's my review. I think these guys are super cool. I'm going to enjoy getting a quick little shoot together for them for my splash page for this video. And speaking of this video, if you've made it this far, as always, if you could smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. Helps out with the channel a lot. As I always say, try to do a few videos a week. Today I figured I'd just do a 2-for-1 video for you because it's He-Man, it's Skeletor. How can you not do a video with both of them, especially regarding their new snake armor? So, like the video, subscribe, hit that bell if you haven't already, and I'm hoping that you have a wonderful day, and we will talk soon. See ya.